So, hello, welcome to my channel, Dapo Michael Media. So today I'll be talking about two things. The first one will be how you can transition your kid to become a pro footballer. If you have dreams of or you want to push for your kid to go profi. So I'll be talking about that. And number two, I'll be comparing or giving you more insight about either you relocate to Europe or you want to relocate to America, as in the things you stand to gain. And I'll be comparing both. I've lived in Germany quite some time, over 12 years, and I could tell you, like, Germany is like one of the best places you can ever think of living in Europe as a whole. Like, they have the best economy. If I'm not mixing it up, like, Germany is solid, stable, and I've seen USA and Canada, and I'll be telling you about how these two countries, how if you want to relocate, how they can really be of advantage to you or disadvantage. So stay tuned as I'll be breaking down these 2 points. This video is mainly for people that are thinking about relocating, and not just relocating. Maybe you want to relocate based on your career. Maybe you're aspiring to be a footballer, not just a footballer. You really want to go profi in life, and you're thinking about how to go about it. So if you are in this kind of situation, then this video is for you. So you want to stay tuned as I break these two things down. So happy watching. So let's talk about if you're aspiring to play as a professional footballer, or you want to raise your child to grow as a professional footballer. What are the things to do? Number one thing, which I would suggest, if you want your kid to go profi, or you have passion, you want to make your kid go profi, you have to start from the age of 6. Let them start playing from the age of 6. When they are 6 years old, you can start putting them in some kind of football place where they can play. Maybe not really playing as a profi, but make sure they are playing. Let's say maybe there is like a sport place where you can register them. Let them start playing from the age of 5 or 6 years old, because those are the things that Europeans are getting better. Kids start playing football from the age of 5, 6. They start training already, and those are the things that I feel like African is not prepared yet, or we're not there yet to win the World Cup. It will only be a miracle if we win the World Cup as things are, because in Europe they start training their kid from the age of 5, 6, and they go on and on. I was watching some kids playing over the weekend. These kids, they are just 10 years old, but you need to see the way they play. Like, they are playing like a profi, the way they control their tactics, the way they receive the ball, the way they are making long passes, the way they are shooting. You can as well say, oh wow, these boys are really playing like and they are so competitive, like so strong.
You okay, player?
So I was wondering, the kids in age 10, are they really enrolled to some kind of football training like this in Africa? I will speak for Nigeria, as I know, like I don't really know much about other African countries, but we don't really have some kind of institution like that that are practicing that. Maybe we have like football training where we start raising kids to play from the age of 6. But those are the things that we have to do. We have to start doing if we want to stay competitive in a game of football. We have to think about raising our kids to start thinking about the game of football. Let them start training from the age of 6, 7, and let them continue like that. You'll be able to continue, if they can continue in that tempo, then we can really get going. So those are my take. If you really want to make your kid play competitive game, they have to start from the age 6. It's a quiet time for them to start training, and the exposure will go on, and they will be able to stay fit, competitive, and good on that game of football. It's much easier to enroll them in a football academy in Europe. So those are the things you want to consider if you're thinking about bringing your kid, or you want to make your kid go profi. So those are the ways you can go about it. So what are the things you can do to make your kid start playing in an academy in Germany? It's quite easy and not that expensive. Most of the local government, or most of all places, area in Germany has a football training ground where you can enroll your kids. Let's say you want to become profi footballer.
Very spot on, wins that first header, can't quite get the contact.
Or you want your child to go profi, then Europe is that place for you. I'll tell you 100%. They own the game of football, so, and nobody can take it away from them. And football is that global recognized game that is like one of the most viewed or most watched game on earth. So you have a chance to think about the game of football and relocate to Europe, or you want to have that big dream, you want to make it big, because a place like Europe, they make you think on the average, and they make you live average life, and you think you are doing well. But until when you see other places, other country, the way they are doing things, then you know you are not doing well in Europe. Mostly when you go to USA and you see the way boys are living there, people live legitimately, they work hard and they make a whole lot of money, and they are living so comfortable, I must tell you. So you now want to weigh your options. Do you want to come to Europe because you are aspiring to be a profi footballer, or you want to make it big? You want that American dream. That American dream is for real. I didn't get this message until I visited. I saw it with my own eyes, like there's that American dream. So there's no limitation for you in the USA if you are not lazy, like they always say. If you're not lazy, if you are ready to hustle, if you're an hustler, then USA is that place for you. Not like you can't really attain your height in life, like becoming professional footballer, but it's just that it's a bit not on the high side. But if you're looking at becoming American footballer, rugby, basketball, then USA is that right place for you. For example, you arrive in Germany or USA today. In USA, if you arrive, let's say you arrive with work permit and every other things, you can start driving Uber tomorrow, start the business of Uber, and you can survive on that. But a place like Germany, for you to be an Uber driver, you have to go through process. It's a due process. You have to apply for what is called Shine, and that will take you 8 weeks or more than that for them to approve it. And when they get your Shine approved, you can still drive the Uber. You need to apply to the companies that have Uber as a business. Then you are being given a car to drive with, like a cab company. So they will give you a car from their company, then you can use to drive. So you don't have the option of using your own car to also to make that end needs in life. So you have to first go through the company that government have given a permit, or that they are registered as a taxi company. Those are the ones that can now employ you as a Uber driver like a full-time job. So government regulates Uber in Germany so that they get a tax from you working as a Uber driver. Otherwise, in the USA, you don't need to pay tax or whatsoever being an Uber driver. And most of the guys, they just do Uber driving in the US at side gig. Maybe they just need money for show or for something in the weekend, and they just, oh, let me just do Uber to just make extra cash for the weekend. But in Germany, it's like a full-time job that you have to be doing. It has to be registered, you have to be paying tax. So those are the things comparing the USA to Germany. And in Germany, if you have, let's say, 2 jobs, the first job will be normal tax, which is like 40%. And when you think about having this second job, you are looking at 60 to 70% tax. So it's, at the end of the day, it looks like you're working for the government. So you don't even want to think about having that second job. It doesn't make sense. In the other way around, in the USA, you can have 2-3 jobs at the same time. It depends on how you can work in the USA. If you're not lazy in the USA, you can make a whole lot of money. And this is the difference between guys in the USA and in Europe. Guys in the USA, they are very generous. They make that money and they are very generous. But guys in Europe, we don't really make that money. So that's why it looks like guys in Europe are very stingy. It's not like they are stingy or we're stingy, but we live on our income. For example, in a place like Germany, like a 2,000 euros job per month is like a very good job for every other person. If you are earning after tax 2,000 euro, it looks like that's the basic, that's the normal job, like one of the good jobs. So you have to be doing some professional job to earn 3,000 plus or 4,000 plus. So people earn 3,000 plus or 4,000 plus, but what's the average of people earning this 4,000 plus, 5,000 plus? But every other average people, they earn between 2,000 to 1,008. So those are just difference between Europe and America. And another thing is Airbnb. Are you allowed to use your apartment for Airbnb in Germany? No, not again. In USA, you can use your apartment to do Airbnb. For you to do Airbnb in Germany, it has to be registered. So you register your Airbnb as a business. So government are able to tax whatever income that is coming from there, and they make the whole thing very strict. Most of the landlord, they don't want you to use their house for Airbnb. So you are only able to do Airbnb if you have your own apartment. And is it easy to buy an apartment in Germany? I will tell you 50-50. Easy and not easy, so to say. A place that I know is easy to get a mortgage is at the UK. UK, they make mortgage very easy. People trade or change their house or apartment like cars. So it's easy for them to make that switch. But in Germany, you don't have that privilege. So, but in the USA, there's room for you to use your place at Airbnb, and you can make side money on Airbnb. So there is no cap on how many jobs you can do in the USA compared to a place like Germany. I'm speaking from experience from Germany, and I'm not generalizing this experience all over the EU. So every EU have their own, but the USA has a lot to offer when it comes about hustling. If you can really work hard, I know a lot of people that work stretch 16-20 hours, it's fine by them. But there's even a law in Germany that you can't do more than 8 hours shift. Most of the time it's not allowed for you to do like more than 8 hours shift, except maybe twice a week. There are some exceptions, but it's not applied to every other job. So those are the things you want to check. Do you want to go for the American dream, or you want to come to Europe because you're thinking about become a profi in the game of football. So you have to weigh your options, which works better. So you might want to think, do I want to start thinking about relocating to Europe, or I want to go to the USA? So that will be my 2 cents today, and I hope I'm able to impact you with knowledge about traveling. If you would choose to come to Europe, or you want to choose to go to the United States of America. So those are the things that I'll plan to share with you today. So but if this video helped you, try to subscribe and give us thumbs up. So thanks for watching, and I will be seeing you in my next video that will be dropping soon. So hola, ciao, tschüss.